Rodian Radio presents the Obi-Wan Kenobi After Show.
Alright, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rodian Radio. Got some exciting stuff to talk about tonight. This is our Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series pre-game report. Yes, I like to call us the Sports Center for Star Wars. And we are calling this a pre-game because this is going to be a discussion the week before Kenobi. So, quick thing real quick. If you want to hear myself, Chase, on the Photoverse podcast, go check them out on Spotify, the Photoverse podcast. They are a toy photographer and collecting podcast. They had me on the show as a special guest, so I want to make sure to give them a shout out on here as well. We had a lot of fun. It's almost a 2-hour episode of nothing but collecting and fun Star Wars talk and toy photography, but we're not going to waste your time any longer. Let's go ahead and run down this Kenobi pregame report.
Boy, oh boy, do we have a crazy show. This is the week before Kenobi comes out on Disney Plus. We are going to break down the trailer and give our predictions. And, of course, by we, I mean me and my good friend, Mr. Danny Cruz.
Hello there.
Hello there. Oh, I'm sorry, Star Wars fans. General Kenobi. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom,
How
boom, boom.
exciting. One more week, ladies and gentlemen. One more week.
Crazy.
One of the best shows that could honestly push the Disney Plus Star Wars into...
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Book of Boba Fett was the best Disney Plus Star Wars.
All right, that's all we have for the show. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll get back to you tomorrow.
You know, it seems like every episode we do, Boba Fett makes an appearance somehow. He's always brought up between us.
We do, because he's literally a meme. Riding like a bantha.
Oh, come on now. Come
Boba
on
Fett.
now.
They ruined Boba Fett.
Like a bantha.
Nope.
Speaking of which, if you've not checked out the Disney Gallery behind the scene thing of the Book of Boba Fett, it's actually pretty fun to watch. And I watched it recently, and they don't talk hardly anything about the mods.
Yeah.
They're barely even mentioned. Cad Bane was barely even mentioned too, which surprised me.
Maybe they just took it out because they didn't want to spoil it for people. Maybe, like, I don't know. It's the direction they're going. Okay, but honestly, like, why are you gonna watch the behind the scenes when you haven't even seen the show? It's like you have to see the show and then you watch the behind the scenes, right? Is that
Yes.
the order? Okay.
Unless you're at Rodian Radio, you watch the episode the day.
You do.
Or if you're a hardcore Star Wars fans. Now, if you people who wake up at the split second the episode's dropped on Disney Plus, my
That's
hat's
me.
off to you.
It's at 11:59, or it's technically 12.
Depending on where you're at in the world, where I'm at in the world, it's not until 3 a.m.
Yeah, you have to wait 3 hours after. I'm already tucked in bed, sleeping.
But I can tell you one thing. This next Friday, I am saving this Kenobi premiere until Friday night. Because I want to be able to enjoy this. I'm going to try my best to stay off of social media all day.
You have to go. You have to park your car in the middle of the road. Go all the way down to the lake, right? Find a lake or something. And then chuck that phone at least good 10, 20 yards. And so that you have no clue what's going on. And then go
I could just not get on social media. That would save me a bunch of money.
You're going to see it somehow. Somehow.
You know what? You're going to be the one to spoil it for me. I'm going to wake up to a message saying, this was the worst Star Wars ever. And then I'm going to be like, well, now it's going to be great because Danny lies to me every time he sends me a message.
And what if I say it's the best?
Then I'm going to be a little disappointed.
But you will know if I'm lying or not at that point because you'll overthink it.
Yes, I do overthink. You know, if you tell me it's the best, I'm expecting Boba Fett to show up.
No, I'm tired of seeing that old.
You know, instead of Obi-Wan Kenobi, this show is actually called, and this is coming from Lucasfilm themselves. They called me and told me, they're like, "Hey Chase, we got a special announcement to put on your podcast. Since you're such a big Star Wars fan, we're gonna give you the actual name for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It's actually the Book of Boba Fett season 2."
Like a Benta. Stupid.
You know, what if that's actually what happens, and everybody gets on Disney Plus, and it's like, "Where's Obi-Wan? All I see is the Book of Boba Fett season 2." And I'm gonna be here like, I tried to tell everybody, it's the Book of Boba Fett season 2.
Nope.
All right. Enough playing around. Let's get into it. All right. So first off, we get a new version of Duel of the Fates that we have not heard before.
It's pretty clean. Not gonna lie.
It is. It's very suspenseful.
Mm-hmm.
So there's we got the new version of Duel of Fates. Now we've got a few new scenes, not many, not a lot of scenes. So we're not really gonna like go shot from shot on YouTube or anything. We're just gonna talk about it because it's not a bunch of new scenes and stuff reused.
Yeah.
But the first scene we actually see though is looks like a shuttle coming through the clouds, and if I'm not mistaken, that planet that they're flying to sort of looks like Coruscant.
Maybe. I don't see why not. You know.
Can you imagine if we see the Jedi Temple in this show?
It'd probably be like disintegrated, or it'd be used for like in a clone.
Well,
military
Palpatine
base.
actually turns it into like his headquarters or something like that for the Empire.
Mhm.
So can you just imagine that Kenobi goes back to the Jedi Temple?
Palpatine would like sense, you know, it's like,
And we see Sith troopers,
yeah,
you know, because those guys were really cool in The Rise of Skywalker, but they had like 3 seconds of screen time.
Sith troopers. Those are the all red ones, right?
Yeah.
Nah, it would be like the big ones that were in Fallen Order. I think those ones were in the show.
Oh, you mean like the guards?
Yeah. Those
Like
ones,
the Imperial Guard?
Yeah, those like 7-foot like basketball player like Imperial guards.
With broomsticks?
Yeah, broomsticks that. I mean, they look pretty tough. Like you can counter a Jedi block, you know. Like you just can't.
Well, if you think about it, didn't the Magna Guards in Revenge of the Sith block Obi-Wan's saber?
I don't know.
If I remember right, they maybe did. Maybe those staffs are made out of Beskar.
Maybe, who knows? They'll probably use that now. Somebody's on Reddit creating a whole theory.
Yeah, Beskar lightsabers, Beskar everything, Beskar death sticks.
If you really think about it, Din Djarin, right? This guy didn't have Beskar besides his helmet and like the one on his shoulder. That guy be disintegrated. You know how many
Already.
He took so many shots. It would have been like a 2-season episode, or I mean 2-season series.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
like, for
2-episode series. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Din Djarin has got that plot armor.
he does. He's literally like a tank.
He's like, hey, we're gonna let Ahsoka Tano slice him with her lightsabers. We're just gonna let her go crazy, and he's not gonna take one damage from it.
I mean, he probably feels like the heat because of the metal, you know, and
Yeah.
it like burns the skin. I guess. What if he's a clone?
No, don't go there, man. Why are you going there?
I'm going there. Din Djarin is a clone. That's why he can literally take a stab in the kneecap, and
Oh man,
almost unkillable. Dude,
Palpatine was just like, yes, put my DNA across the galaxy.
Yeah, he's like, somehow Palpatine's in my blood.
Somehow. All right, so we get a new shot of the Inquisitors. Got the Grand Inquisitor, Reva, and the Fifth Brother all walking from their shuttle, which looks to me like they're at Mos Eisley. Mm-hmm. Dude, why did they go to the cantina? And Greedo's there.
Greedo gets exploded. Dude, Rodians do not. They know they're gonna die. That's their role.
You know, if you think about it, Rodians are the ragdoll species.
But they're in the show. When we saw, I was like, hey,
yeah,
respect.
Yeah, respect. So then we hear Kenobi say a new line. He says, "Stay hidden, or we will not survive." I believe he's talking to a rogue Jedi. Well, not a rogue Jedi, but a Jedi on the run. I don't see why he would be saying "stay hidden" to somebody else.
Oh, the dude from Eternals is in that. The actor, because I think he's the Jedi. Because I saw him in his robe.
Yeah, there's a new clip of him in the trailer. He looks like he's wearing Jedi robe. Maybe he's wearing that stuff to look like Kenobi, to get away, to throw their scent off Tatooine.
No way. They're gonna know. It's just visually, yeah, they'll get confused, but they'll be like, something's off. They'll still check it out, right? But it's like they know it's not him.
What if they just let him run off and they're like, oh well, Kenobi got out of our hands?
Nah, because I think, isn't Vader in charge of the Inquisitors technically?
Yeah, until he kills them all.
Yeah, he's like he's a terrible supervisor.
You know, that's the one thing about Vader that I find so funny. Like, he would kill his own warriors just because he didn't like what they had to say.
Yeah,
He just snapped their neck
instantly. I mean, that's the type of fear that he tried to rule. He ruled with fear, and
Yeah.
that's what I think in one of the books with Thrawn, where he's saying like he's not like, because I think there was a scene in the book, in the first one, where like somebody messed up, right, and then like the guy was like scared for his life, but Thrawn let him like live, and then like Thrawn's like, I guess like captain, he's like, why did you let him live? He's like, I'm not like Vader, I'm not reckless. I
Yeah.
agree with you. He
And
basically
then-
insults Vader.
And then Boba Fett comes out and says, Vader ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
And it gets blown up like a rag doll and then rides a Rancor. What is this? Okay,
Like a
moving on.
panther.
We're not talking about Book of Boba Fett. That show's dead, buried 6 feet under.
I would like to see Kenobi on a Rancor. That'd be pretty cool.
No, I don't want to. No.
That'd be pretty cool. So then we get the next scene here. We've got Uncle Owen talking to Obi-Wan. Just throwing shade, man. He's
Yeah, that
like,
was a good
when the
line.
time comes, the boy must be trained. Like you
He's trying to
trained his
sound like
father.
Alec Guinness. Yeah, he's trying to sound like Alec Guinness, which I
Yeah.
understand.
You know, that one line from Uncle Owen, like you trained his father, that just
Yeah.
adds more stress and heartbreak to Kenobi,
I think Obi. This is.
which is the point of the show.
I think this version of Obi-Wan, he's broken.
He is broken.
And this is what Luke, or Last Jedi Luke, in Obi-Wan version, this is what we're going to get.
Yes,
The
but this is
sacred
actually going to be
Jedi.
done correctly.
The sacred Jedi.
The sacred Jedi text.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, it's going to be nice to see this character, because the last time we saw this character on screen was in 2005. Or the actor
technically.
playing the character. Let's go with that.
All I know is the first line there. What's the point in this show?
Nah, don't go there. Don't be one of those toxic.
It's
Star
what's the
Wars
point of the show? Because if you think about it, in A New Hope, the first thing Ben Kenobi says is "Hello there."
What about he at least needs to say once in the.
Oh, I just had a wonderful thought.
What is your wonderful thought?
What if Obi-Wan is trying to communicate with Qui-Gon, and
Yeah,
he finally gets there, and he says, "Hello there."
Maybe that's what Qui-Gon says back.
No, it wouldn't have the same impact.
No, he wouldn't. He would say
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Anakin.
The first
Anakin.
episode, I feel
No.
like I would not be surprised if the first episode does not have any action, because it's all going to be like emotional action.
I don't want any action in the first episode. I want to see Obi-Wan's state of depression.
Because we know that Marvel, Disney, their prime time to show their build up, their climax is episode 4 and above.
Yeah. But with this show, I want to see, it's got to lay the foundation for people who doesn't really know Obi-Wan. The first episode needs to be the emotional state of Obi-Wan. Doesn't need to be action.
Yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, it's kind of hard, to watch Star Wars without knowing anything. Like when I mean anything, I mean like living. I mean that's just great storytelling if they do nail it, and the person who watches them gets it, and it gets them invested to watch the other shows. But at the same time, it just doesn't add, like, it's like it's like buying, like, like seasoned chicken, right? Like, you know what you're getting, but you don't that you're missing. Like that. Just like that. People just...
this show has got to explain why Uncle Owen tells Luke that Ben Kenobi is a crazy old wizard. Mm-hmm. It needs to show how Obi-Wan got that reputation, which I believe we'll find out towards the last episode, why he's got the reputation of a crazy old wizard. Because the first time we see him in A New Hope, he comes through the rocks just yelling like a banshee. Mm-hmm. To scare off the Tuskens.
Yeah.
And I also need to see how Obi-Wan knows Tuskens are scared of krayt dragons. I need to see how Obi-Wan knows what a krayt dragon sounds like.
Should we see a dragon in Star Wars?
This show has got to connect all these dots between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. It's got to.
I feel like they will, but we also need to leave room for people who did not know Star Wars or not seen it.
Well, of course. Yeah, more money for Disney.
Yeah. Obviously, it won't be as much fun for them. It won't impact them the same, but... I don't know.
We'll see. But then the next thing we get here is we get somebody saying, "You still want Kenobi? He's gone." When I first seen the trailer, I thought that this person was talking to an Inquisitor. But if you listen to the sound of his voice, it sounds like it may be this on-the-run Jedi who got captured. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Where is Kenobi?" And he's like, "He's gone. You're never going to find him." Mm-hmm. That's how I took that. And then...
What if the episode starts with...
Like a panther.
No, please no. Right after Revenge of the Sith, like after like he delivers Luke to.
I think it might.
I could see it start there.
He is on an Eope.
Or every single Star Wars show or movie, it always starts with a chase, so could be something like that. That's literally.
I wouldn't say. Well, Return of the Jedi didn't start with a chase.
But I'm saying like the majority of them did.
I know A New Hope did. The Empire Strikes Back sort of was. It wasn't really a chase starting out. It was more like search and, hey, our buddy's back.
Yeah.
Our special guest is back.
Yeah.
He's just excited about Kenobi, man.
He is. He really is. He
all right.
Answered.
Yeah, he did. He's like, yes, Kenobi. All right, so moving on here, we got another shot at these Inquisitors looking at, looks like to be like a map, maybe a Tatooine or another planet that we don't know yet.
A map to Obi-Wan.
A map to Obi-Wan. Yes. Oh, Lord.
It's like Obi-Wan's going to leave like breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
And if you notice, there's the head chair there at that table. I believe somebody is cut out of that shot. I believe that is Vader.
Yep.
It's got to be. If it wasn't Vader, if it was the Grand Inquisitor, they would have put him in the trailer.
Maybe.
It's got to be Vader. But watch us all be shocked, and it's Boba Fett.
No, it's not going to be Boba. Stop it. Stop this Boba Fett nonsense.
Dr. Awesome is probably like, enough with Boba Fett, guys. Come on.
Yep. I'm done with Boba Fett. I'm moving on from that.
Yes, speaking of Dr. Awesome, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors here. Dr_Awesome_1010, Phoenix_88 Legion, and Lego Shock 0451 Official. You can find all those guys on Instagram. If you would like to become a sponsor yourself, it is completely free. Just send us an email or a DM on our Instagram. The email is RodianradioPC@gmail.com. Sponsorship is completely free. You get sneak peeks to upcoming episodes before they're announced, and you get free shout outs. And you get to be part of the Rodian Radio family.
Yep.
So
the one and only.
Yep,
Talk
the
about
one
true
and
Star
only.
Wars.
Yeah, we're not no Jedi talk. By the will of the Force.
And I don't know, the right of the council. We know nothing about Star Wars. And we talk about Batman.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, and then we get a scene of looks like a wanted poster for Kenobi.
Yeah.
If you
cool.
translate that language right there, it actually says wanted for high treason.
Mhm.
And it's more or less saying wanted alive, not dead. And we hear Reva say, I'm assuming it's Reva, say she wants every lowlife and scum basically hunting him down. So that gave us confirmation we're getting bounty hunters in the show. And there is a shot in this new trailer that looks like Forlom.
Mhm.
He was one of the bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back. It was the big fly looking thing.
Oh, okay. I see.
And if we're getting bounty hunters, I expect to see Black Chrysanthemum. I don't see why they would introduce him to not do anything farther with him. And by the time we see him in the Book of Boba Fett, he got his scar across his eyebrow, which is from Kenobi in the comics.
Yeah. So,
And
wow, if we think about it, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like but like Obi-Wan takes place before Book of Boba Fett.
yeah, so many things could happen.
I forget that. I forget. It's just because like I'm going with the actual timeline, like when they release it. But it's like we're going back.
And there's also a shot in the first trailer released when Obi-Wan is in his robe in that city on Daiyu, which is the Hong Kong-based planet.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody in the background of the crowd wearing a Cad Bane hat.
If we see Cad Bane again, that'd be awesome.
I think Cad Bane is going to be in this show too.
I think Obi-Wan can take him because if he takes out Jango, it's fine.
You're a hard man to find, Kenobi.
No, or he just says, he would probably say something like he would.
Well, hello there.
I don't know. He'll tell him, "Where's your Padawan?" or something like that.
You think Cad Bane knows that Vader is Anakin? I don't think Cad Bane cares.
No, but I think what Cad Bane would say is like something about how like his Padawan died in Order 66, which basically, or technically, yes. He'll probably insult him somehow.
Technically, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, get technical.
Anakin Skywalker died minutes before Order 66.
Yes. Well, maybe Cad Bane's just assuming because he's like, I'm pretty sure they're all dead. Like it's just like the general thing, It's like he's just saying it to say it, but it's like, oh, I didn't know I was right. But he's like, okay.
I wonder what the reward is for the bounty hunter who captures Kenobi. Palpatine's, Palpatine's like unlimited death sticks.
Unlimited. Everyone's like, all right.
Beskar. Maybe this is how we get Beskar.
Well, if you think about it, this
is a form of payment.
Cad Bane already has that metal Beskar thing in his head. Technically, because he thought Boba.
Technically, I wouldn't say it's Beskar.
Or it's like a silver piece, or whatever. Like
might just be like maybe Cad Bane's a mod and we don't know it.
Yeah, he probably is a mod. Who knows? Who cares? But I definitely see that. And then Rex comes to save him.
I think we're gonna see Rex and Echo.
Echo, I don't know about that one. If we see Echo, that means we get the Bad Batch. We get the Bad Batch in Kenobi, or
well, not necessarily. Maybe the Bad Batch is all dead by now.
Nah. You think they're really gonna kill Hunter? Hunter took like a shot to the chest with
He's got that plot armor. He needed to survive for the next 3 episodes.
That armor is like the clone armor is better than Stormtrooper armor, but it did not help. The one armor that I thought was pretty good was what the Commandos. The Commandos look like they can take like a tank shell and then they still go like they live. They're just built different. Or why did they just give all the clone troopers Beskar armor?
Well, in the Clone Wars, there was those episodes about the Zillo Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And Palpatine was like, we're going to study this creature to use its skin for unpenetrable armor. And it never went any farther than that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm just saying, imagine clones. If clones had like armor, like Beskar armor, I think they would still be superior.
Clones will always be superior.
They are true. They are more superior. Stormtroopers, they're so ugly, and especially the sequels, they're ugly too. The originals are just the originals. You know, I can't say anything bad about it, but they're not my cup of tea.
They Stormtroopers are ugly, man. They are
ugly,
awesome.
Dude, the first New Hope, they look so corny and cheesy. Like,
well, it was 1970s.
I know.
They were probably using storage bins to cut the armor out and paint it white.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, every time I see a figure like a Stormtrooper, I'm like, it's I prefer a Clone Trooper, like 100%.
Do you know how many people you've triggered right now?
I don't care.
You're not a true Star Wars fan. How can you not like Stormtroopers?
I am 100 because they can't aim. They're just ragdoll. Clone Troopers can't aim, and
according to Ben Kenobi, they're the most precise and accurate.
Again, he is the crazy wizard. You're gonna listen.
He is the crazy wizard.
You're gonna listen to the crazy wizard. All right.
Yeah, he's the crazy wizard.
You take your chances. No.
I can't wait for this show.
You see those TikToks where like what to do in the summers, and it plays like nice music and everything, and it just like cranks the volume of like going to Order 66 with the boys or something like that.
You know what? I would love to see flashbacks of Order 66 from Kenobi's point of view. Like after he gets to Coruscant with Yoda.
What if they play that scene when Obi-Wan and Yoda one day arrive onto the Jedi Temple and they have to
just mow down clones?
Yep. Because we see like towards the end of it.
Well, when we see that scene in Revenge of the Sith, the first shot is them already fighting clones. I want to see the moment of them walking up to the clones. Mm-hmm. Because if you think about it, I believe there was a deleted scene or something like that where those clones were wearing robes.
To pretend like to be Jedi.
To pretend to be Jedi. And if you think about it, in the old Lego Star Wars games, the clone troopers had robes in that scene. Mm-hmm. So I would like to see that. I think we're going to get a lot of Clone Wars flashbacks.
Yeah. Again,
maybe Obi-Wan's going to the back to tank. Maybe he's in Jabba's pack.
Dave Filoni needs to direct. I want 1 through 6, but if anything, he takes the second half. He is the second half, fourth quarter type of guy with 2 minutes on the clock, down by 7, and he's going for the 2-point conversion with 0 seconds left, like a madman.
Yeah,
he's gonna do it.
Yeah, you're right. Filoni is a genius. Favreau is a genius.
Favreau's a great writer. Filoni.
Bryce Dallas Howard's a good director too. I give her credit. She does a lot of good work. I think she understands Star Wars as good as they do.
Yeah, she understands Star Wars 1,000 times better than Rian Johnson. Anybody that says Rian Johnson should direct another Star Wars movie needs to. They just need to stop being a Star Wars fan because one.
You know, Rian Johnson directed what fans consider to be the worst episode of Breaking Bad.
For real?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he directed that.
He directed 3 episodes, and 1 episode he directed is fans consider it to be the worst episode.
That says a lot from Breaking Bad fans.
So, there's Rian Johnson for you.
He's a hit or miss type of guy.
I don't even think he's a hit. He's just a miss guy.
No, he has some hits with movies like Knives Out and Looper. Those are pretty hit. Those are.
But hey, I would take millions of dollars to write a crappy movie too. So I mean,
I'm pretty sure we could have a better script, and then we would back up the evidence. And if they want to add like Disney products to sell, we'll instantly create something, just to shut them up. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah. But we're going to take a short break here. When we come back, we're going to finish breaking down the other half of the Kenobi trailer and our predictions. So we will be right back.
Yes, I bet you have.
Hello, I'm Ray, and you're listening to Rodeo and Radio.
All right, welcome back to the second half here of our final Kenobi predictions. Moving on here, we see Obi-Wan fighting some scum and villainy. Looks like in a back alley. I don't think Kenobi is going to use his saber until he confronts Vader.
He's
because in the
that's the only
trailer
threat
he's
he
using a
sees.
blaster a lot.
Yeah, because he's trying not to reveal himself that he's a Jedi.
So I feel like we're not going to see Kenobi saber until he confronts Vader.
I feel like they'll make it an epic moment to show.
Oh, yes, it will be. And I would rather have that, as much as I'd love to see Obi-Wan slash and dash some bounty hunters. But it would make so much more emotional satisfaction to see him use it for the first time against Vader.
And then he does his Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Clone Wars Obi-Wan.
Yeah, the two fingers.
Stance. Yeah, the Star Wars stance to the Alec Guinness stance. Like he now realizes that he is now Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, not Clone Wars Obi-Wan.
You know, I had a guy the other day try to tell me, because we were talking about it, and I was like, you know, Rebels takes place before A New Hope. And in Rebels, when Darth Maul confronts Kenobi, Kenobi is then Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
This show is, I would say, roughly 5 years before Rebels.
Okay.
So we've got a 5-year jump to get from Obi-Wan Kenobi to Ben Kenobi. And he's got to change his looks that drastically in 5 years. This guy tried to tell me Ben Kenobi was not in Rebels. That was Obi-Wan Kenobi. Or something like this. And I'm like, no, dude. Go back and watch Rebels. It was Ben Kenobi who killed Darth Maul. He went by Ben at that point.
He was... Before that fight, he was Ben Kenobi, but for that split second, he was Obi-Wan.
He was Obi-Wan. Then he went to Qui-Gon. Then he went to Ben Kenobi.
Okay. Sam. It was down to the way I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It does make a lot of sense.
I hope they bring him back. He's really good. He was Star Killer. He was
Darth Maul is not going anywhere.
No.
He'll be back.
Yep. Back again.
He'll be back. So then we get a shot here of we're actually getting, looks to be like the Phase 1 Purge Troopers before Fallen Order.
Yep.
So, because their helmets look a little different. Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense to have Purge Troopers. So I'm excited about that. Then we get a shot of a new little droid here, and tell me that droid does not look like a Mickey Mouse.
Who knows? Like I said earlier, like they just want to sell something, you know.
Disney finally had to put Mickey Mouse in Star Wars. And they're like, what better time to do it? The biggest show we're making. Throw that Mickey Mouse droid in there. All right, and then we get something that I never knew I needed to see until I saw it, and that is Vader going through his Iron Man suit up.
Yeah, it was literally Iron. He starts listening to like AC/DC when he's putting
Yeah. So the first shot we see is Vader's arm being attached, and you see burnt flesh. Then the second shot we get is the chest piece being assembled, and you can see his side, the flesh on his side. And then the second shot we get of his chest piece, he's in the full suit. So with those two split scenes right there, that tells me that maybe we're going to see Vader half suit, and that's why we're getting the unmasked Vader. Because there are concept arts, I don't know if you've seen them or not, but it's Anakin after he's been burned. And it's Anakin in the dark side. So it's Vader without the suit. So I would like to see that. That would be really cool. But then we see Obi-Wan, and you hear the breathing, and you see Obi-Wan look up, and it's like, I believe that moment.
That's edited.
Yeah, I feel like that's the moment Kenobi senses Anakin.
And that'll be the end of like episode 5 or 4 or something like that.
I think that would be the end of episode 5.
Yeah.
But I believe that scene right there is where Kenobi senses Anakin is alive. Because I don't think Obi-Wan knows Anakin is alive.
Maybe. No, We'll see how that one goes, because it's either A, he's like he senses Vader, aka Anakin, or B, he senses Anakin and Vader.
Maybe he senses Boba Fett.
No.
And he's like, Boba Fett?
No. Stop.
And then we get a new Disney logo, Disney Plus. Instead of a blue saber, it's a red saber, which is kind of cool. And that's the trailer.
When are we getting the dark saber to do it?
You know, at this point, who has the dark saber? Is it Sabine? No, Bo-Katan. No.
At this point,
This is before Rebels, so at this point, it's in Darth Maul's cave. Because that's where Sabine finds it.
Oh, yeah.
So Darth Maul has the darksaber right now.
Yeah. So much Star Wars. That's great.
There is so much Star Wars. But hey, that's why we're here, is so we can keep everybody in the know about what Star Wars is about.
Mm-hmm.
And where the timeline takes place. Mm-hmm. So we got 1 week from today. Boy, is it going to be a long week.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a very long week. You know, that I don't think I'm going to be able to concentrate at work on Friday. I may have to take off.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. I may use a sick day. They'll be like, "Why are you sick?" Kenobi fever, man.
It's bad.
Yeah. So there's our Kenobi predictions and breakdown. You want to say anything before we wrap this up here?
Yeah, just just everybody just go in with an open mind. Just like there's a
Oh
lot of
yes, don't go in
expectations.
with the haters.
Yeah, just just
let
watch
it happen.
Just appreciate that. We're getting new Star Wars content. I'm on the chase thing where I just appreciate Star Wars. I was on that other side where it's like, nah,
And we got the original actors. Be thankful.
Yeah. So it should be good. Just sit back, relax, and watch it, and just enjoy the show.
Watch Filoni direct an episode, and it have all the Clone Wars, all the original trilogy, all the prequels, and it's going to be the Star Wars No Way Home.
Might as well.
So, can't wait. I'm excited. But, so, we're gonna be here after each episode is dropped, doing an after show, breaking down and talking and discussing about each episode of Kenobi. Boy, oh boy, is our first after show going to be a big one, because we got 2 episodes to break down.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, 2 episodes back to back.
Wow.
That's like a Star Wars movie.
It's literally a movie, part 1 of a movie.
But the one thing that frightens me most about this show is the runtime of each episode.
We'll see how much they can break us through, because technically, think about it. In the Clone Wars, they basically broke down, remember the Ahsoka chases and everything. That was that was 22 minutes each episode, because commercials was 8 minutes. So they can break it down 22 minutes. I'm sure they can do it in I like to say 40, 45.
Yeah, but the thing that I've noticed with the Disney shows though is every episode is leading up to the last episode, and the last episode is the big payoff. And I don't want that to be this show. I want this show to have payoffs every other episode.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi with a 6-episode limited series. Mm-hmm. We can't have another book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. It's definitely be more impactful. We'll go with that.
So I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah. Can't wait. Can't sleep.
Excited too.
Can't eat. Can't concentrate.
Chase is just there waiting for it to turn 3:00.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. I'm just gonna be sitting on the couch staring at the TV, waiting till 3 a.m.
It's like, honey, the TV's not even on. And you're like, I know.
Yeah, I know. My wife's gonna walk in and be like, "What are you doing?" Waiting for Kenobi.
It's like, that's like next week. I'm like, I know.
I know. Why do you think I took vacation the whole week? But
Yeah, but I'm excited for the show. I hope you guys are too. And yeah, just take it in. Just embrace it and just have fun.
yes, and let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Let it happen. And please, 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 everyone, please do not post the spoilers the day the episode comes out.
All right, well, that's going to do it. 1 week until Kenobi. Super excited. Like I said in the beginning of the show, go check out the Photoverse podcast along with all of our sponsors, Dr_Awesome_1010, Commander Phoenix _88 Legion, and Lego Shock 0451 official, all on Instagram. Can't wait to see you next week, as Rodian Radio will be putting out one regular episode next Wednesday. That's this upcoming Wednesday. And then from here on out, until Obi-Wan Kenobi is done premiering on Disney+, we will pick back up with our regular shows. But until the last episode of Kenobi, me and the other cast members of Rodian Radio will be doing Obi-Wan Kenobi after shows after each episode drops on Fridays. So make sure you check us out. Don't miss our breakdowns of each Kenobi episode as they come out. So once again, Rodian Radio will have a regular episode next Wednesday, and then we will kick off next Friday night with our Kenobi watch, and expect a after show the week following from each episode. Yes, we know we'll be a little bit late to the game, but we want to give everybody time to watch it and consume their enjoyment out of watching these episodes, so we just doesn't jump right into it. So, once again, Rodian Radio will be back next week on Wednesday for a regular episode. Until next time, we appreciate everyone for checking us out. Please don't miss our Kenobi breakdowns. Those will be available after the Fridays of each Kenobi episode drops. Special thanks to everybody listening. And as always, may the Force be with you on Rodian Radio.